Hey people, what's going on? So today, this is Al here. So today I want to talk about your first investment. Your first investment. Um, as a barber, your first investment is going to be your equipment. Your first investment is going to be your equipment. Now, let me explain to you what I mean by investment. Because sometimes when barbers get in, like especially new barbers, it's exciting to get those clippers, those professional clippers, but there's a reason for getting those professional clippers. And the reason is the investment. An investment is something where you can put your money into it one time and it will make you money over and over and over again. It will pay for itself and then it will continue to make you money. I want you to view your equipment the same way. I want you to view any equipment that you buy the same way. So if you buy a pair of, we're going to say Andis Masters because they're kind of the industry standard as far as clippers are concerned. If you buy yourself a pair of Andis Masters, and let's just say you spend 120 bucks on them, right? And the average haircut is 20 bucks, and let's say you did 6 haircuts with those clippers. So now you've paid for your clippers. You paid your 120 bucks. But now, let's say before the afternoon is out, you're going to do 6 or 7 more haircuts, right? You've made yourself an extra $120 to $140 just by buying a good pair of clippers and helping you get through the day. Alright? When I first started, I worked in a barber shop. The guy had his own store. He had his own store right in the barber shop, and that was so convenient. And I remember I had these pair of Osters. They were a black pair of Osters, and it had like a red button on the side, and it didn't have an adjustable lever or anything like that. They were just black with a red lever, and they were Osters. And what I would do to adjust the levers, I would take a screwdriver and I would unscrew them bad boys and slide that blade up, and then screw them back up, keep cutting. Then when I needed them to adjust again, I'd unscrew them, slide the blade down, cut. And and I would adjust the blade to where I needed it to be. I didn't have an adjustable lever. I didn't have a pair of shape-up clippers. So when I was ready to shape up, I would take that screwdriver, slide the blade all the way down, screw them back up, shape up. And that's how I got down for the longest time, with my equipment. Now when I was getting ready to start school, my dad introduced me to this guy. He said the moment I start school, the day I start school was the day I could start working. And I went there, and by this time, my father's friend had found out, I cut hair. He had a pair of clippers at home, some clippers that he bought from like Rite Aid or something. He had some clippers at home that he wasn't using, and he would give them to me if I would agree to cut his hair. And that was it. So I was like, deal. He gave me the clippers. They had the adjustable lever. They were black and white. I'll never forget it. They had the adjustable lever. I was like, wow, these are adjustable. So now all I have to do with these is this. Just keep the blade to where I could do the ball fade and I could shape up. And then these I could use for the fade. I was in there. 2 sets of clippers. Boom, I was in there. When I went in this shop, I had my 2 pair of clippers, and I had bought a pair of shape-up clippers. Alright? So I wanted to be professional. So my first couple days of cutting, it took me forever because I didn't have any like strong professional clippers. I just had these clippers I had been using for these cuts that I had been doing out of my crib or out of my house. And the barber next to me was like, yo man, you're going to need some clippers, man. Like, you're not going to be able to make it with these clippers. My clippers was hot. You know what I mean? It was just nothing I could do. And I said, well, I don't have the money for clippers. And he said, well, man, talk to Willie because he'll help you out. He'll let you go in there and get the clippers you want. And I was like, well, what kind of clippers should I get? And they were telling me what kind of clippers to get. And I went in there and I got the clippers I needed. I got a pair of Andis Masters, and I got another pair of shape-up clippers. No, I didn't. I got a pair of Andis Masters. That was it. He went in the store. He said, pick out anything you want. Pick out anything you want, whatever you feel like you need, that's what you can get. So I got a neck duster, I got a neck brush, I got a pair of Andis Masters, and I think I got some Cool Lube. And I just knew I was in there. Let me tell you something. The difference that those Andis Masters made was incredible from what I was cutting from. And what happened was I was allowed to get these clippers, and when I got paid, because I got paid every Monday, when I got paid, he would take out 20 to 30 bucks out of my check until those clippers were paid for. So when those clippers had got paid for, the barbers had already been talking to me about getting a pair of 76s, you know, the detachable blade boys. And I was like, yeah, that would be nice. Then I could be really fast. And I had used a pair of them before. One of my clients, one of my boys who I was cutting at home, his grandmother, I guess she used to be a barber, she had a pair, and I had used them a few times. I didn't really know how to use them, so I kind of stayed away from them. But yeah, I got a pair of 76s, and I got all the blades. I mean, if there was a blade for it, I got it, because I was only going to be paying every week. And I got those clippers, man, and I started going to town, bruh. It was crazy. It was crazy, but it made such a huge difference in my cuts. It made such a as far as the quality of the cut, it was better. Cutting down the time of the cut, it was huge. And you know, just to have those things made my job so much easier. So for barbers who are coming in who say, I don't have the money, I can't afford it, you can't not to afford to get it. You have to find a way to get those clippers. You have to find a way to get started with professional clippers. Now, what would I recommend? It depends. If you're on a budget, I'd say get some Wall Seniors. They're like 60 bucks. If you're not really on a budget, I'd say go for the Andis Masters. It has the little notches on the side where the lever is at, so you know exactly where your blade is at, and you can get a good feel for where your blade needs to be as far as fades and different things like that. That's another thing. You're going to want to know what each blade does, each guard does. You're going to want to know all of these things. But my suggestion for you would be the first investment you need to make is to get your equipment. It is very important that you get that equipment. Alright, get some Andis Masters, some Oster 76s, some Andis outliners, maybe a pair of Andis T outliners. Get some of the blades that you may need, like a 1.5 for the Oster 76s, and you could get started right there. Get your combs and your brushes, your neck duster, Sanex strips. Just make sure that you're constantly prepared with your equipment and the things that you need as far as maintaining those things, because they're going to be very important. Alright, so your first investment is a pair of clippers. Alright, this is Alan, and I'm out.